send it, I can't take it anymore, not anymore. No one said that this would get easy. No one said this wouldn't get hard. Brush it off and roll up your sleeves now. It's a shot in the dark till you get what you want.
Johnny, you're on.
This is an epic fail.
Nah, he's sulking. He's mad because his
What's
birthday
up,
isn't
everybody?
here.
Welcome back to college, whatever the fuck where are we? Spiked College Football Show episode. Who gives a fuck? I went 2-4. I let everybody down last week. I'm still 18, 13, and 1, which means I'm still positive, which means I'm still better than everybody else. I only test positive for two things: pussy and winning. So here we go. I don't test positive for COVID because I don't get that shit. 18, 13, and 1. What's going on, guys? Week 5 in the books. What's the hot takes going on?
What's not a hot take? Are you kidding me? This is a hot
I
fucking
told you
mess.
Notre Dame was a good team with a bad quarterback. And the reason why Cincinnati won, if you listen to the pundits on ESPN, because they know everything, bunch of fucking losers. Cincinnati outplayed them. But if you actually watch the game with your eyes, we drove the ball down their throat, stuck it right in their asshole, and just threw it to them in the goal line each time. Like we were running the ball down their throat. And so you can't throw 2 interceptions inside your red zone, and then after they score on those, fumble the ensuing kickoff. And you only lose by 10, or was it 8?
It was only 8, yeah.
So
it was like watching.
I actually am happier that we lost. Because now we're going to play Pine, not Cone. We're not going to play Cone. We're going to play Pine. Pine is better than Cone. Pine goes before Cone. Pine Cone. We are now going to play Pine, who is a better quarterback. Cone is out. On to the future. I'm actually happy with this.
That's fair. Dude, watching that game, it's like being back in the better times of Miami football when we watched one Jeff Driscoll just keep giving us the ball inside the red zone when Florida came to town.
Like we were honestly we were the better team there.
Florida was the better team when they came in and literally had 3 turnovers in the red zone, like you say. That's how you fucking lose games, dude.
Also, Arkansas was not for real. I think I said that. Arkansas was not for real. They played a real team. Florida losing to Kentucky. I said it would be a close game on here. I didn't pick the win. I didn't pick it, but I said it was going to be close.
No, Tyler did.
I did. Who knew
Tyler?
Dale Robinson, Nebraska transfer to fucking Kentucky would go off?
Let's just get everything straight before we move on. There's Alabama and Georgia, and then there's the field. And I will take those two over the field any day of the week. There's no good college football teams.
So are both those teams getting into the college playoff?
Yes, no matter what happens, yes.
Fair enough.
Johnny, it's those two.
Okay, I actually think I have everybody's picks.
It's those two, whoever wins the Big Ten. And then I don't know, because that's part of one of our topics. And if Texas wins against Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, it could be Texas.
Yeah.
I don't think Oklahoma's very good.
Well, I mean, they won, and
they cost me money again. They cost me money again.
What was your lock of the week, Johnny? I rewatched it.
I don't remember.
You picked Kansas State to upset Oklahoma.
And they should have.
They should have, but they didn't. In fact, I think, let's see. I think, I know. So, unfortunately, JC isn't going to be with us today because of multiple things.
JC decided to get the jab, so he's out for the day.
Well, let's talk more about the fact that JC didn't watch any football this weekend because his son turned 4. So, happy belated birthday, Marshall. But also, you've ruined our lives forever. So, JC, though, picked Georgia Tech. And that was a hell of a time.
That was fun.
What was the final score of that game?
I don't know. I saw it was 42-14, I think, at half or some nonsense. I was like, all right, that's good enough. That should do it. So last week, JC picked Georgia Tech. Not a great look. Johnny picked Kansas State to upset Oklahoma. Tyler picked Florida over Kentucky. Very solid pick. But the only person to get it right,
Florida?
he picked Florida over Kentucky.
Yes, it did.
A very solid pick in any other year but this year or last year.
Right.
Or the year before. I don't know. When Dan Mullen's there, who knows? Anyway, lead in the field who picked Cincinnati over Notre Dame. The only one who got his pick right. Why? This is how you know this is fucked up shit. My pick.
And you're the only one that shouldn't have won.
Right. My gut pick should not have won ever. And yet here I am sitting at 5-1. This is where we live now, guys.
All right, so let's talk.
Craziness.
Let's talk. Since we got our picks, good for you, Rob. Congratulations. Nobody really cares because you're not winning money on it. I'm still 18-13-1. I'm still the best gambler about college football. I will go 6-0 this week. There's no doubt about it. I am the greatest gambler on the internet. I'm the best looking gambler on the internet. I have the greatest smile on the internet. I have the greatest eyes. Everybody loves me. I am talent. Ride with me or ride with no one. Anyway, who are the top 4 teams in the country? We just said before that there are only 2 good teams. Who are the next 2?
I mean, the next 2, who cares? Does it really matter?
Does it matter?
That's what I'm saying. Is there anybody you've seen who has a shot, even an opportunity?
Well, let's do this because I do have this on the book. Because remember, we come prepared, guys. Have the book. Who wins? Let's work this out together. Who wins the conferences? Rob, who wins the ACC? Rob and Tyler, let's work this out. Who wins the ACC?
Maybe Wake Forest. Otherwise, Clemson by default.
No, Clemson has 2 losses. Not in conference.
Not in conference.
But they have 1 loss in conference.
Right. They have 1 loss in conference. That side of the conference is not strong. What, Louisville's coming out of that side? Who else has got? I mean, let's see. North Carolina's on our side, so NC State's on the other side. But they, I think, already have a loss in conference, right? Early on? Or was that too out of conference? The ACC is weak as fuck. This is all I know. I know one thing.
Clemson's 2-1 in conference play.
Okay. So they're on with their 1 loss for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Wake's is on the Atlantic as well, or are they on the Coastal?
They're the Atlantic side.
That's true. So then they'll play, I don't even know, I guess North Carolina. Whoever comes out of that side, Wake, I mean,
all right,
Wake
here we go.
beat them.
On Wake's side, in conference, 3-0. Wake Forest. NC State's 1-0. Clemson's 2-1. Louisville's 1-1. So that'll be those teams. On the other side, it's 1-0 Pitt, 1-0 Virginia Tech, 2-2 North Carolina, 1-2 Virginia, 0-1 Miami. So we're gonna go with Wake / Clemson as our official picks for this podcast. Or is it NC State?
NC State's not bad. They're not bad. They weren't bad last year.
Clemson, even though they can't cover a fucking spread for me. Bunch of fucking losers.
Well, so that's the thing, right? Is that Clemson, the issue here is that Clemson, they're not going to cover a spread this year because they're pathetic, but they're still Clemson, so they get the benefit of the doubt from the bookies.
So we'll go with Wake or Clemson to win the ACC.
I think that's reasonable. I want it to be Wake, but
I told you that Wake Forest over was going to hit, and they only have 2 more games and it hits. Let's go with the Big Ten. In conference, Michigan on the east side is 2-0. Ohio State's 2-0. Michigan State's 2-0. And Penn State's 2-0. Mm-hmm. In the west, it's 2-0. Iowa 1-1. Purdue and Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Then the other 2 don't really count. Who wins? Who wins it? It's Ohio State. Ohio State's winning.
Penn State could do okay. I think I would go with Penn State.
You think it's Penn State? I think Ohio State is the 3rd best team in the country.
I don't.
I think they are too, but you said last week they're still not getting into the playoff.
I didn't realize that everybody else was just – I knew they were bad and we said they were bad. I didn't realize everybody else was just a really bad team.
I'm going to give it to Penn State.
I'm going with Ohio State.
I'm reluctantly going Penn State because I don't believe Ohio State's the better team.
I mean, Michigan State is going to be top 10, right?
Listen, guys, this is what the Big Ten does every year. These fake-ass Big Ten teams. Iowa's not the 5th best team in the country. Michigan's not the 6th best team in the country.
Right. Iowa's 3rd. Michigan's 9.
Penn State is a fraud. If you watch them play, they're not good on offense. Ohio State is the only – I'm going to tell you guys right now, Rob, you can clip this. Ohio State's going to the playoff. They are the best team in the Big Ten.
And I'm telling you, they're not going to make it out of the Big Ten.
I'm telling you right now. Eye test. I'm not wrong with futures. Might be wrong during the week. I'm not wrong with what? Georgia's the best in the country.
I literally just said this last week. Did we not have this argument last week? And I said, well, what if the only loss Ohio State has the whole year is to Oregon, who at one point was the number 3 team, and you said doesn't matter, they're not making the playoff. Eye test. And here we are a week later. It's the exact opposite.
My eye test didn't realize that three more top 10 teams are going to lose.
Welcome to college football this year.
Because I don't think Michigan State's not that good either.
Michigan State's not that good. They play
all
above
the Big Ten are
pedigree.
Shit schools. I think Nebraska might be the 3rd best team in the conference, to be honest with you. I think the Big Ten is terrible. I think they're frauds. I think they've just played nobodies, and they're just beating up on bad teams. Washington lost again. Yeah. That's Michigan's best win. They're not a good team.
So this is what we said last week, though. SEC is SEC. Pac-12, 2nd best conference still?
No, there's no best conference. There's no other conference. It's the SEC. Then there's
so who else gets into the playoff?
I don't know. Name a Division III school. Mount Union.
I mean, Coastal's looking pretty tasty. I'm just saying.
We're going to go into that later.
Then we'll revert back to the SEC. Then when the SEC championship plays, that's essentially the national title. Fucking tournament at the end's a formality.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing is if they're both undefeated going in and they play each other and it's a great game, are they just going to put them back in and then they play on both sides and they play again? Or even worse, they play each other as a semifinal?
Which could be possible.
So they could play like 2 weeks in a row, basically, or whatever, with a 2 week with a week off.
And then you have whoever gets the 5 looking in, going, "I can do that."
All right, let's get into the Big 12.
Let's not and say we did.
Big 12, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State and Texas are all 2-0. Baylor's 2-1.
Oklahoma State's are frauds. I'm sorry.
They done been frauds.
Baylor's a fraud. Oklahoma State's a fraud. So it's the winner of the Texas-Oklahoma game, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Reluctantly.
Crouch at the starting line. So, sorry, that was a cake joke. Sorry, everybody at home. My apologies to the singer of cake. So, Oklahoma is just not that good. So, now, here's the thing. Everybody else who are frauds, they're probably good enough to upset Oklahoma's run. So the question is, does Texas get to the Oklahoma-Texas game unscathed?
I think Texas is the best team in the conference.
But it's Texas. They're going to find a way to fuck it up. I mean, if they win, okay, I'll ask the question because it was already on the agenda for today. If Texas wins the Big 12 this year of all years, are they back?
No.
Johnny? Say it with me.
Texas is never back.
Thank you. That is the theme of this show, always and forever.
Let's go in. So we're going to say winner of Texas, Oklahoma. Who do you guys have winning that game? I have Texas winning.
I mean,
Oklahoma pulls it out.
Yeah, the fact that you picked Texas, Johnny, means I have to go with Oklahoma.
Well, you're both wrong.
Because they keep fucking you. Every time you say Oklahoma's going to do X, you literally picked Oklahoma this week between units only go up every Friday, being aired. You said that Oklahoma's going to cover the spread. And then on this show, your lock of the week was for Kansas State to upset Oklahoma. Oklahoma didn't either because they said, fuck you, Johnny.
And that's the makings of a bad team. Teams that can't cover the spread, they're 0-5 against the spread. They're not a good team. They're going to lose to Texas.
I think
will
they're going to lose to
guarantee
somebody
that.
else. I think they're going to lose to somebody else, but then beat Texas.
I think though if they lose to Oklahoma State.
They're losing to Texas.
They'll probably fucking lose to Baylor,
All
and
right,
then
let's
they'll
go
beat Texas just to make things really fucked up
But
because that's this year.
Oklahoma's pullout game is strong, and when I say pull out, they pull out to a lead and stay there.
Let's move on to the Pac-12, where this is the North standings. Oregon State is 2-0. Stanford's 2-1. Oregon and Washington are 1-1. In the South, Arizona State's 2-0. Utah's 1-0. UCLA is 1-1.
Arizona
Who do you guys
State,
have winning?
what was the final in that? It was high.
Arizona State blew out UCLA.
42
to 23.
Yeesh. Yeah, to 23. 42 points though. My goodness.
I think the team that comes out of the Pac-12 doesn't mean shit.
Well, here's the question. If it's Oregon versus Arizona State, who presumably runs the table over USC and everybody else, and Arizona State wins, they got to get a nod into the playoff, right? I mean,
No.
Washington gets that nod. If it's Washington, somehow they get the fucking, playoff berth every goddamn time for no reason. But if it's Arizona State and Herm Edwards, they say, no, sorry, it's Arizona State.
When
You can't lose to BYU and make the playoff. UCLA is going to win the Pac-12.
and have your only
should.
ranked win be against UCLA.
Yeah, I'm going to say UCLA is going to win the Pac-12. I don't know what they're 1-1, and they got to play the rest of the South, which they'll win all those games.
Well, what I'm saying is that UCLA will play Arizona State.
No, UCLA would play the North.
Oregon. Oregon is going to play Arizona State probably in the conference
Oregon
title.
State's undefeated.
Yeah, but they got to play Oregon.
Right.
But they already have a conference loss.
Yeah, to Stanford. Did Stanford play Oregon State? No.
No, but they're 2-1. So it could
I
be
know.
Stanford, Oregon State, or Oregon.
No, I know. And that's the thing. If it comes down to Stanford, then yeah, I don't see that happening. But I think that the
Could
Pac-12
you imagine a
has legit-
UCLA Stanford Pac-12 championship game? That would be awesome.
So, but that's my thing is that just by being California, I think they're going to get some credibility in the well, and again, we're talking this academically like there aren't going to be other undefeated teams who are going to be sitting there going, what the fuck, guys? You all suck this year. How are we not being invited to the dance? So, to play Alabama and presumably Georgia.
So who do you think wins the conference?
I'll go with Oregon, but I think that if Arizona State wins out over Oregon and UCLA, I think they should get a playoff berth.
And all right, so we did that. SEC, we're not going to go over. So we have either Wake or Clemson winning the ACC. We have Penn State or Ohio State winning the Big Ten. Winner of the Texas, Oklahoma State wins the Big 12. Oregon or UCLA in the Pac-12, and then Georgia, Alabama doesn't matter. So let's do this right now, because I don't think the conferences really matter right now. Let's do this. I'm going to go over the top 10. Iowa's a fraud at number 3. That's 1. Rob, keep track of this. Penn State's a fraud. That's 2. Cincinnati's a fraud. That's 3. Oklahoma's a fraud. That's 4. Ohio State's the real deal. Oregon might be the real deal.
Because of Ohio State. That's the only reason they're the real deal. Right?
No, I know. Michigan, fraud. Fraud.
Yeah, well,
the biggest fraud beside Iowa's the biggest fraud. Because how are they ranked 3 when they beat Indiana? I'm not even going to get in. I'm not.
So
who else did they beat? They beat Indiana.
Iowa State.
Who's a fraud?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
All right.
And Brigham Young is 5-0. BYU's a fraud too. So how many is that, Rob?
I mean, that's everyone except the big 3, Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State.
So let's keep going. Michigan State, you got to keep track of this. I think it's 6 right now. 7, fraud, Michigan State. Oklahoma State, fraud.
8.
Arkansas, I'm going to say they're middle.
Arkansas is the same as Michigan State.
I think very good team. I think Arkansas beats every team I just mentioned.
They play above their.
I think
ranking.
they play. I think they beat everybody I just mentioned, except for Georgia, Alabama, and Oregon and Ohio State. Notre Dame, great fucking team. Terrible fucking quarterback play.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
What?
What do you mean what? I gotta put it. We're gonna say this for the rest of the fucking year.
Yeah. Coastal Carolina. You want to know something? They're 4-1 against the spread, boys. They're a good fucking team. They're a good fucking team. Good teams win games. Great teams cover the spread. Kentucky is a great team.
Okay. Whoa, time for our fun fact of the day since we brought up Kentucky. So let me shout out our sponsor. Also, Tyler. Fun fact of the day. So prior to this year, do you know the last time that Kentucky beat the University of Florida?
It was last year.
So it was 3 years ago, but that's fine. 2018. Prior to that,
It was 27 years.
what year? But so give me a year. What year was the last time?
I'm not good at math, bro.
How old are you, Johnny?
I wasn't born, I don't think, the last time they won.
1990?
No,
All right.
I think it was 80,
Tyler's.
I think it was 87.
Okay. The correct answer, again, is 1986. You're off by 1 year, Johnny. I love these fun facts of the day.
Just do over under.
I know. Well, Tyler got to it first. And we don't have 3 people. So otherwise, I would have done the over under on 1990. But close. So that's apparently the last time Kentucky was good. I don't like, they're 5-0. They're a good team. I agree with that. I just don't understand. They jumped, right? Weren't they unranked? Oh no, they were unranked, I think, before they played Florida, and all of a sudden they're 16th. So that's fun. That's a great SEC bump.
That offense is fun.
It's always fun. They were fun when they lost in overtime to Florida. Like, it's just fun. It's a fun game because Kentucky doesn't give a shit.
All right, that was a good fun fact. Again, I lose, but I was close. Again, I always cover the spread. 18, 13, and 1, not a big deal. Units only go up. I know I'm a little low on the energy with that this week. I'm sorry. I'm going to hit at least 5-1, probably 6-0, but I'm going to hit at least 5-1. I am still the best gambler on the internet, on Twitter, on this universe. I can shut down Facebook like I did today because I was so mad. I went 2-4. I'm going to go 5-0. I should have went 4-2, but Oklahoma fucking can't cover, and Clemson can't cover either. So fuck them. Never taking them again. Thank you, UNC, for covering because you're a real team. All right. Now, after that,
are we going to do the rest of the time? I feel like
no, we're doing. I'm doing something here. I need to go. When I'm on a roll like this, you got to just roll with me. Just roll with the punches.
Okay.
Now, Ole Miss, fraud.
Duh.
Auburn, fraud.
Obvious. Bo Nix.
Wake Forest, fraud. Florida is a good team. They're like a good team. Not a great team. They're a good team. Texas, same boat. Arizona State, same boat. Everybody else, same boat. Okay. So after I did that, this is what my top 10 comes to on the eye test. My eye test is never wrong. Remember, 18, 13, and 1. Not a big deal. Still the best gambler in the game. Even though I can have 2 bad weeks back to back and still be your girl's favorite fucking bookie. Listen, I got number 1, Bama. Number 2, Georgia. 3 is Ohio State. 4 is Oregon. 5 is Arkansas. 6 is Notre Dame. 7 is Kentucky. 8 is Coastal. 9 is Wake. 10 is Florida. That's based on watching football.
You said Wake was a fraud, but okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't say Wake was a fraud.
We will roll it back, but that's okay.
I didn't say Wake was a fraud.
Yes, you did.
I said Wake is a good team.
No, you said Wake was a fraud.
I said Ole Miss was a fraud.
And then you kept going.
I was on a roll. I was on a roll of frauds. I did not mean to call Wake. If I said it, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
All right.
Literally 90 seconds ago.
Yes, Mom. What's up?
Put her on speaker.
I'm on my podcast right now, Mom.
Put her on speaker. Hey, Ma.
Yeah. Come talk. Yeah, Mom, you're live on the air. Tons of viewers. Now you can come stop by when you're done. Okay, the door's unlocked. All right, the door's unlocked. Bye.
I love this. We should have a weekly mom segment.
Am I live? That's what she comes with. So that's my top 10, and that's based on the eye test.
So, hold on. So that was basically Johnny's fantasy draft of the week.
Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Arkansas, Notre Dame, Kentucky, Coastal, Wake, and Florida.
I love how it just blanks out your face. It's phenomenal. It's like the best thing I've ever done on this show. Anyway,
these eyes,
just your eyes. Just kind of doing. Was it Wilson from?
These eyes are crying. Right. These eyes are never gonna see another. So, what do you guys think about that? Like, who is your team? I don't think. I'm sorry, but the Big Ten, I know, Tyler, that's your conference. Those teams are fucking bad. Watching those teams play football hurts.
The ACC is worse, though. Like,
yes.
That's the thing.
Wait,
the Big Ten is
at least
bad.
The ACC scores touchdowns.
Shitty ones, but yeah. Did you see the Virginia catch? That was the dumbest fucking touchdown I've ever seen in my life.
Watching
it bounced 3 times off the ground and then landed in his hand.
Watching a Wisconsin team play offense, I'd rather watch Montana 8-man high school football. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad.
So, Johnny, I'm here rooting for upsets. That's all I'm here for the rest of the season to root for. I'm going to be very honest. You know, Miami is dead. They were never back anyway. I don't know who the fuck
Best
said
thing
that.
happened to you guys is King is out, Van Dyke is in. You guys played a shit ton of freshmen and sophomore.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good. That means Manny knows he's safe in his job. And they're going to move on. No, which is good for you guys because they're going to move on to the next. He had to go with De'Aaron King and the seniors. Now it's over. Now he can play his real talent that are his guys, and he can see where they're at because now next year, Manny's on the hot seat. That was a great move for you guys not playing. It was the best thing that could have happened to you guys.
Well, no, I agree. He didn't really have much of a choice, but we're going to get steamrolled by UNC. We have a bye week, guys. Manny Diaz is one of the worst coaches ever coming off the bye. Ever. Like 30% win off of a bye week, an extra week to prepare. And I think he got to 30% last year. That is terrible. Fucking awful record off the bye week. And Mac Brown is going to eat him for lunch. And I just don't see how he survives that. We get another 52-point smackdown on us. I just don't see it happening, man.
You want to know what's the saddest? Okay, I'm sorry. Rob, I'm sorry. Your team's dead. But when Taylor Martinez is the second best quarterback in your conference, or Adrian, whichever fucking Martinez, I don't care right now because they fucking suck. And this is not a shot at Nebraska, Tyler. I hope you don't. I hope it. But when he's the second best quarterback in your conference, or the idiot was Stauskas or whatever from Iowa is the second, whatever, those two idiots are the two idiots that are the second best in the conference. That's fucking bad, boys. I think Jack Cohn's bad. I think Jack Cohn probably is the best quarterback in the Big Ten. And you know how I feel about him. I'm non-biased. He's pretty fucking bad.
So, like I said, man, at this point in the season, this is episode 6, but we're in week 5 out of 14 because they decided to do a week 0 because why the fuck not?
Like, it's just
we're rooting for upsets. That's all. I just want shit to go down.
Martinez, Cade McNamara, Jake Plummer, Spencer Petras, Noah Vedral. There's 8 of them for fucking Illinois, 8 of them for Michigan State. Hunter Johnson. Like, it's just like, I don't know these guys. I'm not big on the recruiting, but like, what?
They're not showing up.
Why can't they get good recruit? And fucking Graham Mertz. There's a reason why he's a 5-star and no one else wanted him. That motherfucker obviously had money and paid Rivals and 24/7 and Huddle a shit ton of money to make him a 5-star because
this generation's Tate Martell.
Because he makes Bo Nix look like Cam Newton.
Well, Bo Nix looked like Cam Newton just because LSU's defense was so bad. I watched all of those. I'm like, what is happening? True. What is happening right now?
Oh, here's another hot take because I am a Barstool fan. The best team that's 3-2 right now, and you better watch out because they're the only team left that can clip Alabama, and it's only because of their offense and their defense. but the way they play, and he's not afraid of fucking big upsets because he's done it before. The only team that can click Bama, and this is from the eye test, I'm telling you, if they put it all together, they can do it because their defense is good. Mississippi State is the best 3-2 team I've ever seen.
B. Walker, you better be getting a sponsorship on this fucking show. Jesus Christ.
They should be 5-0.
Every week we come with this shit.
I'm right, though.
I love Mike Leach.
Listen. They just beat A&M. I'm telling you right now.
I love Mike Leach. I love the fact that.
How can I compare this? They're the Kentucky of the West that just hasn't won all their games. That's really like that. Every game, Kentucky has barely beaten everybody. Look at who's Kentucky played. They played a directional school. They only won by 14. Like they are the same. They play hard defense, and the air raid works sometimes. Mississippi State is the best 3-2 team. Whoever they play in a bowl game, the Outback Bowl or whatever the shitty SEC versus Big Ten, which they'll probably play probably Nebraska or Iowa or somebody really bad. They're gonna blow them out. Hopefully they are the best 3-2 team in college football that I've seen.
I would be mad if it was like Michigan State.
If they were in the ACC, honestly. They already proven. They blew out North Carolina. They are the best. They would be blowing out everybody in the ACC.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's my hot take is that Mississippi State will make it a game in the first half against – make it a game. That's all. They're not going to win. They're going to make it a game.
Are they even playing this week?
No.
No, yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. So this is very important because we're getting into bye week season. So there's going to be plenty of good matchups, and then there's plenty of teams that are resting and watching. This is why I'm saying I'm looking for upsets because you're putting yourself on the line every week that you're playing in this season anyway, of all seasons. There are no gimmies. There's no gimmies. Like every single week that I go, yeah, that should be an easy win for this person. Not. And then every week I'm like, oh, this might be an upset. Opposite. So whoever's resting really ought to be watching the games and getting ready to be the next one up, right? It's kind of like going into the fucking Coliseum and being the next gladiator up. So
I'm going to make a prediction right now. This is not my lock. Temple's beating Cincinnati this week.
Yes. Let's go. Are you going to put money on that?
Temple's not a bad game, not a bad team.
Well, I wish Manny Diaz was there.
I think they get him. It's a Friday night game. Friday night games have been weird this year. It's hard to play on a Friday night. They're coming off of the biggest emotional win of their life. When teams come off emotional wins, I'm definitely going to bet them. Temple's definitely going to cover the spread, no matter what the spread is. I haven't even looked at. Look for units only go up. Coming out on Friday, 18, 13-1, not a big deal. Still the best gambler. Your girlfriend's favorite bookie. I
wish you would stop saying not a big deal. That's the only
Temple.
thing
Temple will beat Cincinnati.
So Oklahoma and Texas is this week.
It is the Red River.
The Red River is early this year. And Arkansas is playing Ole Miss. I don't know, man. Let's do our locks right now.
I don't have a lock. Let's just discuss some of these games. What do you think is going to happen in the Texas-Oklahoma game?
Well, we already said. I think that Oklahoma is going to find a way to win and then lose to Baylor later. This is the same thing I've been saying, especially if Oklahoma wins the Red River shootout and they're, oh man, we're so great again. And then they immediately.
I think Texas wins. I think they run the ball down Oklahoma's throat. I think they win. They take the ball out of, you probably shouldn't take the ball out of Spencer Rattler's hand because he fucking sucks. But I think Texas wins.
Okay. How about this? Penn State versus Iowa.
I think it's a blowout for Penn State. I think Iowa's fucking terrible.
Tyler.
But I think Penn State's fucking terrible too.
It's not going to be a 50-burger game. That's for fuck sure.
These two teams should have at least a 2 in front of those 3 and 4.
So I think I'm going to have a lock of the week. Oh, man. I don't know.
Well, let's keep discussing. There's a couple more games.
There's a really good games going on.
I think Arkansas blows Ole Miss this week too.
I also find it funny how you think that Cincinnati or Temple's going to beat Cincinnati with a 29-point spread.
Yep. Listen, You've seen this before, Tyler. You've watched college football. When teams come off their biggest win in their entire – this happens in all college sports. The biggest win in their entire franchise or program's history, the letdown spot, especially if it's a day earlier, it's a night game, they're going to – I'm telling you, the letdown spot's going to be there. They're not that good. They're not that good.
So, okay. Boise State's playing BYU.
Boise's going to win that game.
I could see it coming a mile away, Johnny, that you were going to call that. I just needed to draw your attention to it.
I don't think Boise's that great. They're only like 2-3 this year.
Right.
But BYU's not real.
Wake is playing at Syracuse. At Syracuse.
Hey, Syracuse coming off a tough loss to FSU. Played them close. I mean, Wake's going to blow
wildly bad missed holding call there to give FSU their first win of the year.
Yeah, Wake Forest is going to take care of business there. Georgia's going to shit kick Auburn.
I mean, they should, yeah. All right, Tyler.
I'm going to make a pick too. I tell you teams aren't real, and I picked that. I said Cincinnati's going to go down. I think Kentucky blows out LSU. I think Nebraska beats Michigan by 14 points.
Vegas knows. Vegas knows.
I think gotta let Tyler make that pick.
No,
man.
I'm not. No, because this is a genuine pick. I fucking shit talk Nebraska. He's gonna pick Nebraska if they play fucking.
I can't.
Steelers. Like he's always gonna pick Nebraska. I'm telling you right now, for unbiased take, I don't like Nebraska. Like they're living in the 90s. They're better than Michigan.
Yes.
They're better.
He's living in the 50s.
Like, I wholeheartedly, I went into Iowa to actually go place the bet on Nebraska. Just
what is it? What's the spread? Like 5?
3. It grew from
3?
1 to 3. Yeah. Vegas knows.
Yeah, Vegas knows. Rob, Nebraska's going to blow them out. They're going to win by 14 points.
I hope so. So we got a few more, guys. We've got
Notre Dame's going to into
Blacksburg at night.
And guess what? Mr. Pine makes his Heisman claim for next year. They win by 30.
As long as he starts.
He's going to start. If Pine starts, they win by 30.
Yeah, but the fact that you don't know if he's going to start.
That's which is why what you guys are doing is smart. You guys are playing your younger kids, which is what I want Notre Dame to do.
We kind of have to. I'm pretty sure Derek King tore his rotator cuff. That's not like something you just shake off.
I'm saying Arkansas blows out Ole Miss. I'm saying Rutgers beats Michigan State.
What's the spread for Alabama?
Michigan.
What's the spread for Alabama? Texas
probably
A&M?
30.
Alabama.
Probably 30. Texas A&M is their quarterback's out.
No, I know.
And they're playing the Cuban Missile, who is fucking terrible and can't even beat fucking Mississippi State.
What time's that game?
That game's on at 8.
That's why I can't find it. There we go. Alabama.
At the 12th man, Kyle Field.
Kentucky wins
17.5.
Oh, yeah, they're going to cover that easily. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know, man. I think Kentucky is going to, whatever the spread is for Kentucky, they're going to play LSU close, right?
No.
Because that's what Kentucky does.
I think, but I think they're going to, like, LSU just proves how terrible of a coach Ed Orgeron really is. And they're going to win by 14 because they're going to easily.
I'm going to say that one's going to be closer. Because, again, big letdown spot. I'm not saying LSU is actually good enough to pull it off, but
that's a 3-point spread as well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Who's out? Somebody's got to be out for Kentucky.
I mean, we could look it up, but I don't know their roster well enough to know if it's a good person or not. Okay, so
I think this is going to be another hot take coming in hot again. Sorry, guys. This is going to be the worst 3 versus 4 matchup of all time. Both teams are not good. They're not.
So is it going to be like shit football, but it's going to be a 3-point game either way?
Who Iowa's played? They haven't played anybody.
No, they haven't. Michigan's played even less. So I agree.
Iowa State, Indiana, Kent State, Colorado State, who almost beat them. Colorado State. and Maryland.
Rams.
They haven't played anybody. How are they the third best team in the country?
Because they destroyed Maryland.
So stupid. These preseason rankings are fucking stupid. They need to go back and not have preseason rankings.
I think that's another team Nebraska upsets as well.
Iowa.
I said Nebraska. I think Nebraska
Okay.
might win the
Here's
West.
the question.
That's what's fucked about that conference. They might win the West.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very fair possibility.
They actually, they might not win the West, but I think they're the best team left in the West.
So,
and if Ibrahim didn't get hurt, Ibrahim for Minnesota would win the West.
So here's my question, bud. Stanford is playing Arizona State, who is undefeated, and they just got done being a giant killer the week before. Are they going to beat Arizona State this week?
It's a letdown spot. I like Arizona State. I like Herm Edwards. Has the boys ready to go.
Is it a letdown spot? Stanford's been in bigger games than this. It's not like a program-breaking victory.
Yeah. But have you watched Stanford play? Remember how Stanford used to be a running game?
Yeah.
Now they're throwing the ball over the field. Herm will have the DBs ready to go.
Oh, sure. I mean, that makes sense. I'm just saying that Stanford, again, they're going in as not the favorite. They're going to Arizona State.
No, I know.
So, okay. Well, then here is
I think that might be one of the better games of the week.
And yeah, that would be exciting. It's going to be early too. Or no, sorry, it's going to be Friday night. My bad. It's going to be early in the week, but Friday night. So it's going to be very exciting.
My lock of the week is I need a win. I'm taking Coastal over Arkansas State, who's the worst.
Right, you haven't taken Coastal yet this year. I think I took Coastal.
I'm taking Coastal. I'm taking the easy win. Move me on to 4-2 because that's going to be an easy win for them.
All right. TA?
You dick, because that was going to be mine.
I think that game is Thursday night, too.
I know, and I was stoked to fucking watch it. Come back to me. Damn it. I'm mad at you.
Sorry, bud. I need a win.
Oh, so do
You need to
I.
win.
I got 2 straight losses.
Well, I think didn't I take Ohio State and they lost? That was, I think, the pick that I made. That's my one loss this year is picking Ohio State over Oregon. So I can't jinx them again, unfortunately. As much as I would like to.
I'll actually freaking take BYU over Boise.
Ooh, living dangerously.
In the Mormons.
So, actually, now if we put it in that respect, me picking Ohio State so they lost means I'm actually 6-0 for the year.
Yeah, because that's
I haven't actually lost yet because making Ohio State lose or whatever, picking Ohio State so they lose is always a win.
It's a good move. Who's your pick?
Win. I'm going to take Arkansas over Ole Miss.
I think that's a very, 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 very smart pick.
Thank you.
I think
because JC's not here to pick up the Arkansas train when he was on it, then he got off of it. So I'll pick it back up.
Arkansas is not as bad as that 37-0 win. They're not. Georgia's just that good.
Oh yeah, no, I watched the game.
And Arkansas didn't help themselves either.
No. But like Arkansas played tough. Ole Miss did not play tough against Alabama.
That Alabama showed a little. They could have won by 100, like literally.
I think Saban felt bad for Kiffin after he said, "Bring the popcorn."
Well, that's not a good move by him either.
But hey, that's what you pay Kiffin for.
Listen,
you pay
guys,
Lane.
Listen, you got to listen to my takes here because I'm 18-13-1. Friday units only comes out. Just like a big swinging. We're gonna go 6-0. I'm gonna pick all the winners. I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's a free winner for you guys. Take Coastal and whatever the spread is, they're gonna cover for Thursday night because it won't be out. I don't take Friday games because I don't believe in them. But you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna pick tough games again this week because I picked the tough games. I'm gonna pick the tough games because the money is usually in the crumbs. I get it, but there's no crummy games this week. A lot of good games.
Again,
I'm gonna pick. I'll give you another free pick right here before you watch units only go up. I'm gonna give it to you real quick. The fans at the Iowa Penn State game, I'm gonna say 35% of them will be asleep before the first quarter, and then I'm gonna take the over under 75%. I'm gonna take the over by the third quarter. Because again, nobody gives a fuck about Iowa versus Penn State, and they're gonna make this game all week. What a great fucking Big Ten match, dude! Oh my god!
What a great atmosphere. They're
I
playing
can't.
at Penn State, right?
They're playing in Iowa.
No, they're playing.
Oh,
Iowa.
lordy.
Now
So
the
they
whole
don't even get the
thing's gonna
whiteout.
be about Kinnick. Oh, what a tough place to play in Kinnick, Iowa.
Where the highlight will be waving at their children's hospital.
Name me a fucking NFL player that's came out of Iowa.
Kittle.
They're mostly tight ends. Yeah.
Okay. Keep going. You
Still
get
tight
10.
ends.
You get 10. I give you my free picks all week, and I'll put it under my name. Yeah, you can't because
Noah
they're
Fant.
good.
I was gonna say.
Noah Fant. Every tight end that's ever come out of there. I think Hawkinson came out of there, right?
TJ Hawkinson. Yeah.
Every tight end starting in the NFL right
They
now.
are literally the white tight end school, except for Noah Fant, who I believe is half. So
Probably.
they are the white tight end school.
That's what they do. That's who they be. All right, guys. So we're not going to do a fantasy draft, a full one, because JC has a very good one. We'll do a little sneak preview. But I think this is a good segue because I have no fucking clue what Iowa's traditions are, right? TA was looking up some.
They do the point.
Thunderstruck.
Iowa points at the kids in the hospital.
They wave to the kids in the third quarter.
The kids.
Yeah, because the children's hospital's right next door.
Overlooks the stadium. The kids can see inside the stadium.
Kids come to the window and the crowd
Which is true, and it's wonderful, and it's great, and it's wonderful. I'm for the kids. Everybody's for the kids. Some things are bigger than sports. They fucking suck. It's Iowa football. It's not good.
Why do you wait till the third quarter to wave? Why do you not wave every quarter?
Because they make
every time there's a timeout.
Third quarter, I guess.
No, I know because it's about
because they do it instead of holding up the 4 like most teams. That's their 4.
Yeah,
their 4 is the wave of the kids. Listen, some things are bigger than sports. I agree. That's awesome. I'm all about the kids. Kids charity, St. Jude's Hospital, awesome. I don't give a fuck about terrible Iowa. This is.
But that's just not a great tradition. Like the kids, I don't know. Like I'm glad that they get waved to, but you could wave to them the whole time. They're still across the street from them or whatever. Like everyone can wave at the kids the whole time. Well, they don't move.
The Thunderstruck thing that I shared with you.
I enjoyed the Thunderstruck.
They're trying to make that a tradition. That just happened.
Well, but so this is my thing. So next week we're going to be doing the non-traditional traditions. And so Iowa hopefully is not drafted.
No, they're not going to be drafted because they're not even going to be a fucking team after it.
But every school has that cool thing that they're trying to do to make it a thing.
What's the spread in that game? I'm going to look it up. Go ahead, Rob. Keep talking.
Which one? Iowa?
If you follow us on Twitter, subscribe. Guys, we're up to 23 subscribers on our channel now on YouTube.
That's
good
big.
Shit. It's big. That's like double. That's double what we had when we started the season. We were at 11.
Tyler, we're doubling.
2 points.
2 points for who?
Penn State's favor. Oh, no, sorry, Iowa. My bad.
Iowa, 2 points.
I'm going to money line Penn State. I'm literally going to say, if Penn State loses, I'll chop my dick off. Iowa is a bad football team. They cannot fucking play offense. Sorry,
so,
you're just bad. Like watch the games.
I'm not chopping your dick off. That's all I'm saying.
No.
I'm not going to be the one to do it. Anyway, so follow us on Twitter. Hit us up. Let us know about the random ass fucking traditions that you're aware of for your school that you like, or whatever other schools that you hate, and whatever. Just give us some shit. Let it point out some cool shit so that we can check it out during the week while we watch these very interesting football games. And like I said, I'll be over here rooting for upsets, except maybe against Coastal.
And if you watch Iowa Penn State, you're a terrible person. Democrats, Republicans alike will both agree on one thing. Nobody gives a fuck about Iowa Penn State.
Anyway, so if you give a fuck about Iowa Penn State, please hit us up and tell us why so we can make fun of you right there on Twitter. And until then, guys, I don't think we have anything else for tonight.
18, 13, and 1. I'm Johnny. I'm the best gambler in football. I will be going 6-0, probably 5-1, but probably 6-0. Follow me, ride with me. I am your ride or die. I'm the best gambler. I am your fucking girlfriend's favorite bookie. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. That's my copyright, not theirs. I am the greatest gambler in the history of gambling. I win. I win big. I come back. Sometimes you have to have a letdown to have an uprise. Here comes uprise. Get me on the uptick. Not on the downtick. Get me on the uptick. Love you guys. 18-13.
Oh, my God. I can't handle him.
I'm the greatest.
Anyway, why is it that JC's the one who couldn't make it this week, not Johnny? Yes. Anyway,
and it's like I really want to invite you both on tomorrow's show for my show.
well, you should.
Tyler wants to invite us because I am talent. I am charisma personified.
And we need a host for tomorrow.
I am the epitome of good looking and smart. Like, why would you not? I'm done now. Thank you,
Anyway.
Online Network.
TA, go ahead. You're already giving us the little preview.
So Tanner's gonna go party at Oktoberfest like a stooge. So we have tweeted out a Twitter thing asking for hosts for the week. I was going to
did Bert hit you up?
No, not yet. Hopefully not. But if you want to throw your hat in the ring, go ahead. I was going to consider these two stooges, but we'll see what happens.
Why would you not? I mean, look at us.
Honestly, we could have like a dueling host. Like one half is one guy.
Oh,
one
do
half
me a
is the
favor.
other.
Tell Marco Iowa sucks.
Oh, that's okay. We should make this happen. We should, because I want to see him. I want to see him mad, and it'll be hilarious.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus Christ! All right. Well, as always, guys, thank you for watching. We are sponsored by the Iron Ostrich Network.
Shout out Outback Buck Shack for JC too. Just shout them out. Love you, bro.
So,
American-made products for American-made people. They got a big 8-pointer this week. Big time for the Outback Buck Shack boys. Got a huge 8-pointer. They didn't shoot it with a gun. They shot it like a man with a bow and arrow on the ground. Just shout out Maddie and Outback Buck Shack.
Yep. Opening of archery season. So definitely check them out as well. We appreciate their support. And
we're getting meat from them this year, Rob. We're getting meat.
We better. Cosmic Dino is always doing all the graphics for us. Check out the shirt. We've got merch. Come and hit us up. Johnny actually has to get his merch. I'm thinking of getting him a Speedo with the spiked logo on it, and he could show that off.
Because I got BDE, which is Big Dick Energy, because I win games. I'm 18, 13, and 1. I am talent. I am awesome. I am your girlfriend's favorite bookie.
Right?
Especially when he wears that Speedo. Right? Especially when he wears that Speedo. Anyway, so definitely check us out. We'll drop a link in the YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Anybody who's below the age of 40 should enjoy this shit, mostly because we're obnoxious and we're millennials. So
just please be above 18. We like them legal, but just barely, ladies.
I mean, we could apply that to men too, right, Johnny?
I mean, if I'm drunk enough.
There it is. All right. Anyway, y'all have a great week. Y'all have a great week. And as always, guys, keep spiking it. We'll see you next time.
Boom.
Boom.